Hey, we've got a homecoming matchup for you tonight on the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel. We're at Logan, and the Grizzlies will be hosting Mountain Crest. Yeah, one of their oldest rivals. Both of these teams at 500 on the year. Both 3-3 overall, 1-1 in region play. In fact, I think everybody's 1-1 in region play. Well, Ridgeline beat Green Canyon last night, so Ridgeline has a leg up, at least for now. But this is the game we're worried about. We saw two different Grizzly teams last week. They came out a little flat against Bear River, and Bear River really laid the wood to them early. Second half, Logan played better, more urgency, and it was a pretty competitive ball game, but Bear River ended up getting the win. Mountain Crest, they've been a little bit up and down, up one week, down the other, as 3-3 would make you think. Is it going to be an up week this week? That defense seems to be back out at Hiram. Let's see if they can slow down the Logan offense. Stay tuned for the Game of the Week.
Wendy's is saying thanks for making the Junior Bacon Cheeseburger America's #1 bacon cheeseburger by giving you more of what you love. Introducing Wendy's Giant Junior Bacon Cheeseburger. Double the beef, double the bacon, and now it comes in a giant meal for $5. With nuggets, fries, and a drink. There's absolutely nothing junior about it, except the price. Get Wendy's $5 Giant Junior Bacon Cheeseburger meal before it's gone.
Bring back what you've been missing. Bring back Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology. Bring back what you've been missing. Bring back Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology.
Hey, I had a chance to talk with Coach Bowen of the Logan Grizzlies just a little bit earlier this week. Talked about the slow start last week against Bear River after that huge win against Skyview. And he said, yeah, we didn't start like we should have. He was a little bit happier with how they responded and came out in the second half with a lot more urgency. But by then, they had dug themselves too much of a hole. He said, yeah, we were able to move the ball, but we have to finish, and that's something that they've been working on all season long. But having said all of that, he said, hey, hats off to Bear River. They played a heck of a ball game. I asked him about the Mountain Crest Mustangs, and he said, you know what? Their defense is really good. They're big and physical. As far as Logan having success, he says, yeah, we got to run the ball. We got to make sure we're running the ball and then get the quick passes out. We got to make sure we defend those 50-50 balls because they have tall receivers they'll throw it down to. We'll see what happens on the Game of the Week.
Say the word base. Say the word mess.
The Game of the Week on the Valley Channel is brought to you by Wendy's of Cache Valley. It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology. Bring back what you have been missing. Palmer Home Furnishings. Our low overhead means higher quality at lower prices. Aspen Dental. Get that gorgeous smile you've always wanted. Custom Fence Company. Privacy, security, peace of mind. Rich's Cars and Credit. Good guys you can trust. Anderson Seed and Garden. Growing better gardeners. The Logo Shop. We logo stuff. All kinds of stuff. KSM means music. Music is all we do. Factory Pizzeria. We're open late after the game. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's TV station for over 30 years. Good evening and welcome to the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel. We're at Logan High Crimson Field for a homecoming rivalry game between Logan and Mountain Crest. These two teams 7-7 over their last 14 meetings. Logan's won 3 of the last 5. Both teams 3-3 coming in. I'm Eric Olson with you here tonight. Glad to be alongside on this beautiful late September Friday. I mean, it has been gorgeous the last 2 or 3 weeks every Friday night. Trying to bottle up this weather because by the time the football season's over and we get into the playoffs, we'll be wearing big coats and everything else. But right now, it's fantastic. Two teams out on the field that are used to be the cream of the crop of this region, and then they dropped to the bottom dwelling, and now they're trying to work their way back up. Mountain Crest with wins against Hurricane and Payson and Green Canyon. Losses against Bonneville and Ridgeline and Box Elder. Logan we saw last week after that huge win against Skyview. Came out a little bit flat against Bear River and couldn't get back over the top, but they have beaten Juan Diego as well as Skyview. They lost to Viewmont, Woods Cross, and Bear River. And we'll see which Logan team shows up tonight. Mountain Crest runs spread concept, but they do a little bit of everything. In talking with their coach, Coach Visser, before the game, it's my first chance I'd had to meet him and talk with him a little bit. And he said, hey, we'll throw, we'll run. We use the spread concepts, but we do whatever we can, a little bit of everything. And basically, they just play football. Talking to Coach Bowen, he was a little bit concerned about the Mustangs defensively, as they have pitched a few shutouts of Mountain Crest, a couple of them, including last week against Green Canyon. They beat the Wolves 14-0. Jed Wells getting set to kick off for Mountain Crest. A little bit of new look for the Mustangs with the white helmets. They still have that classic pony look on the side there, as Thornley has trouble with the catch, picks it up and takes it out to about the 23-yard line. 22 is where they're going to spot it. And we're underway at Logan. Keaton Pond, 58 of 98 for 59% on the season, 870 yards, 8 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Threw a couple of them last week, one of them at the 5-yard line, his own 5-yard line, that ended up costing the Grizzlies 7 points. See if he's got Bracken behind him or Mason, and one of the linemen jumped. It's Bracken, 35. Bracken and Mason, talk about a two-headed attack. Titan Mason, 76 carries, 357 yards. Ethan Bracken, 76 carries, 352 yards on the season. Mason, 4.6 yards per carry. Bracken, 4.6 for Bracken, 4.7 for Mason, and both with 2 touchdowns. One of them's a little bit better between the tackles. That's Bracken, who's in there now, and Mason's a little bit more of a cutback runner. So they're going to give it to Bracken. Bracken finds an opening. He's across the 20 after the penalty, back to the original line of scrimmage, so a pickup of 5. Carson Olson brings him down. Olson, the leading tackler on the Mountain Crest defense, 62 tackles over 6 games, so 10 tackles per game for Olson. Now they send Mason out of the backfield. They're looking to him. Instead, they go out to the outside, and it's over the defender's shoulder and through the hands of Kaimani Lang. 3rd down. 3rd and 10. So Pond has the option, it looked like, on that play. He can go to Mason, who's running in what it looks like a little screen out there, and instead they sent everybody out into a pattern. As he looked to Mason, then he threw the out to Lang, and it went through his hands for the incompletion. 2 to the right side, 1 to the left. Pond rolls out. looking. He's got a flag. He's got a receiver. He's got a first down. Let's see what the flag is. It looks like it might be a holding. Thrown back at the 18-yard line. That would wipe out a gain of 15 on 3rd and 10. And it looks like it's going to be against the Grizzlies as they bring everybody back. And it is a hold on Logan. So Logan's run 3 plays. They've had 2 penalties. So it's half the distance to the goal from there, which is actually a break for the Grizzlies. They have to get out to the 32-yard line. They're at the 9. So it's 3rd and 23. Now Pond's up under center. 2 backs in the backfield. They're going to give to the first man through, see if they can pick up a few yards, catch Mountain Crest napping, and the Mustangs give up a couple yards, but that's it. And Logan will have to punt. Bitten back to receive. He's standing on the Logan side of the 50-yard line. Thornley, the kicker, kicks it away from Bitten. This one kicks out of bounds at about the 47. Let's see where they spot it. It looked like it hit right at about the 47-yard line, then kicked out of bounds sideways from there. Oh my goodness, they're going to spot that clear back at the Mountain Crest 49. I mean, I could see where that went out of bounds. I've got a better look at it from those field level guys, though. So Mountain Crest ended up losing about 5 yards on that spot. Casey Crofts, the quarterback for the Mustangs, 88 for 159, 835 yards, 55%, 3 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. He's averaging about, with that many attempts, I mean, he's over 20 attempts, 26 attempts a game, 14 completions. And he's going to hand it off. Carson Olson right into a big pile of black jerseys, no gain. Dante McMurtry is the leading rusher for the Mustangs coming into this game. Logan coming off that 41-20 loss against Bear River last week. And Mountain Crest coming off the 14-0 win over Green Canyon. Here's that spread, 2 to each side. That's a delay of game. Crofts was looking to the sideline. He kept looking. You know, they'll come out. When you run that spread, so many teams come out. They get to the line. They get up there, see what they do, a couple of things, see what the defense is showing, and then the quarterback looks to the sideline. The whole team looks to the sideline, and then they can change the play. The sideline can from there depending on what they see defensively. At that time, they looked to the sideline for too long. And Crofts actually ran to the sideline while they were spotting that after the penalty, got the play, and now he's back in the huddle and there at the line, and he's under 10 seconds again. He looks to the sideline. They call in something. He's under 5 seconds again. And they snap it with 2 seconds left. Quick hitter, complete. First down for the Mustangs as Will DeCorver picks up 16, and the Mustangs move the chains. DeCorver, the leading receiver, 18 catches, 271, 15 yards per catch. That's what he got right there. He's got 1 touchdown reception on the season. Ball at the Logan 40-yard line. 8:50 to play in the first quarter. No scores. The Mustangs have the ball for the first time after holding Logan to 3 and out. Olson with an 11-yard run. Nothing crazy there. And a flag thrown before the play even starts. I mean, Mountain Crest comes out of the huddle, and the official walks over to one of the players. He throws a flag. Might have something to do with some of his equipment. He's looking at it. Unsportsmanlike on Mountain Crest. I mean, he walked right over. The official walked right over to Thatcher Phelps, said something to him, patted him, and sent him to the sideline. I don't know if he said something, and then he was patting the back of his neck like maybe he had some equipment that I don't know. Oh well. So big penalty against Mountain Crest. 1st and 25. Crofts unloads, has a man running free. DeCorver hauls it in at the 10. They're going to spot him down at the 9. 1st and goal.
Brought down by Alan Lazari. 1st down Musto.
32 yards. And the Mustangs quickly to the line of scrimmage. Saw this last week, the Logan defense giving up big plays, chunk plays, explosives they call them. And here's a good run on 1st down. And Carson Olsen takes it for 4 yards. 2nd and goal. Clock dips under 7.5 to play in the 1st quarter. No score, but Mountain Crest knocking at the door. I formation for the Mustangs, and McMurtry's in there. They shift into a pistol. And now Mountain Crest wants a timeout. They were down to 4 seconds left. They're taking a long time getting that play in there and getting where they want to be. And you can look down there and see Coach Visser coming into the huddle. I can see him walking toward that huddle, rolling his hand in a circle like, come on guys, we gotta pick it up a little bit. Pick up the pace. Well, one Region 11 contest is already in the books as Ridgeline and Green Canyon played last night. Ridgeline went out to Green Canyon and beat the Wolves 21-14, so Ridgeline now 2-1 in region play, and Green Canyon falls to 1-2. We're going to have 2 2-1 teams and 2 1-2 teams after tonight. As everybody came into this week at 1-1. DeCorver comes on late, replacing somebody, and tight formation. They're going to give. First man through gets a big push. Touchdown, Mountain Crest. It's Dax Benson.
And off to Dax Benson. Touchdown, Mountain Crest.
Benson goes in from 4 yards out for the touchdown, and the Mustangs strike first. Wells on to attempt the extra point. Low snap, but the holder gets it down, and it's up and good. 7:10 to play in the first quarter. Mountain Crest 7, Logan 0 on the game of the week. If you want somewhere with old East Coast atmosphere, carved up wood tables, exposed brick, and a great place to watch a ball game, along with great food, you want to go to the Factory Pizzeria. Yeah, I talked about the atmosphere, but the Factory Pizzeria, you could be in a hole in the ground, and it would still be awesome because the food is so good. Their pizza is like no other here in the Valley. They've got loads of specials. They got a special you can get on Monday. Buy any large pizza, get the second half off. Nachos, onion rings, wings, poppers, mozzarella sticks, everything. We want to go watch the big game. Great place to hang out. The Factory Pizzeria. Game of the Week sponsor. Mountain Crest gets on the board first, 7-0. The 51-yard drive, 32-yard throw and catch, the big play on that drive. Here's Thornley getting out across the 15 to the 18-yard line before he's snowed under. Thornley, he's not real big, maybe 5'8". He's got some wheels on him. It's interesting talking with Coach Bowen about his quarterback, Keaton Pond, and about decision making and how much better that gets, you know, as you get game experience under you. Pond, the junior. Pond with the give. The Bracken, no gain. Second and 10. And that's been something that Logan's worked on all season. Same thing's going on at Green Canyon, at Ridgeline to some extent, and even at Skyview. They've all graduated a lot of really good players, and they've got a lot of younger, inexperienced kids that they're all trying to get up to speed, and it's different going from JV to varsity. It takes a minute. Pond steps up, steps out of trouble, and then slides down. And they're going to say he started his slide at the 24-yard line. So he gains 6. It's going to be 3rd and 4. Pond, the junior quarterback, up under center. He's got Bracken behind him and Mason in motion. Mason's going to be the lead blocker. Bracken looking for the edge. He's got the edge. Turns the corner across the 30 and a first down as he picks up 7 yards. And that's some tough running there by 35. Coach Bowen really likes how he runs. He says both of our running backs are doing a great job. He told me Mason is the cutback runner. Bracken runs a little bit more between the tackles, and he's just so tough, so hard to bring down. He talks about Mason has great vision, and they'll kind of ride the hot hand. They'll do a little different thing with both of them. Bunch formation to the top of your screen. They're going to throw it out there to Thornley. He's got blockers. Steps to the outside. He's near the first down marker. A nice little play there by the Grizzlies to get ahead of the sticks. In fact, to reset the sticks on first down. They pick up 11 and a new set of downs.
First down, Grizzlies.
That's the first completion of the night for Pond. Only his second try. Here's another run up the middle. Good push by the offensive line, and 6 yards later, they finally pull Mason to the ground.
Mason with his first carry of the game, brought down by Dax Benson.
4:45 to play in the first quarter. 7-0 Mountain Crest in the early going here at Logan. It's homecoming for the Grizzlies. They're working on that new track out here, and they have only played 2 games this season on their home field, 2 out of 7. They played up at Utah State. They played, I believe they played one, I can't remember if they played it at Green Canyon or at Skyview. They played on somebody else's field, one of their home games. Now they've been able to play their last 2, but they won't be able to play the rest of the season on it, is what I've been told, while they finish it up. 2nd down and 4. Low snap picked up by Pond, and he hands it to Mason, who picks up 2. 3rd and 2, imminent.
Mason, gain of 2 on the play, brought down by Porter Killington. 3rd down, Grizzlies.
Mountain Crest gets after the passer, 10 sacks as a team. Leiser and Tannehill have 3 each. And DeCorver, the good receiver, he's got 4 interceptions. He's 9th in 4A. 3rd and 2, they get a yard. It's going to be 4th down and 1 in decision time.
Mason with the carry. Brought down by Carson Olsen.
Decision time for the Grizzlies.
4th and 1.
And Coach Pond's going to come to the sideline. They've run the quarterback sneak in this situation so many times, and every time we've seen them run it, they've picked up 3, 4, 5, 6 yards. They really get a good push when they run that sneak, and I would expect that's what's coming. And Mountain Crest has everybody. 2 backers in the A gaps. Mountain Crest with everybody up, and they're going to hand it off, and stop behind the line of scrimmage is Mason. Carson Olsen comes through like he was shot out of a cannon, and it's a loss of 2 yards on 4th and 1.
First down, Mountain Crest.
So Logan doesn't go with the quarterback sneak, maybe thinking, well, that's what everybody thinks we're going to do. That's what we usually do. Let's see if we can't bounce this off tackle. Mountain Crest had the backers up in those A gaps, and their linemen all down. It would have been tough, but they thought maybe they'd catch the Mustangs napping, and they indeed did not. And it's 1st and 10 for a Mountain Crest team that already leads by a touchdown. Here's McMurtry bouncing it to the outside. He picks up 5, and a flag comes in at the end of the play back at the line of scrimmage. Lazari with the tackle. Let's see what the call is. Plenty of flags here in the early going. There's 2:50 to play in the first quarter. This one a hold on Logan. That's 3 penalties now on the Grizzlies and 2 on Mountain Crest. So 5 penalties so far in the first quarter. So instead of 2nd and 5, now we're 1st and about 18. Hand off to McMurtry. McMurtry gains a couple before he's finally yanked down. Wang with the tackle. Second and 16. The Mustangs lead 7-0, their first possession. They took a punt. Went out of bounds at their own 49-yard line. They moved downfield and put it in the end zone to take the 7-0 lead. They forced a Logan punt on their first possession and then got it back on downs just now. Crofts puts it right in there. Holy cow, what a throw. Mountain Crest with a first down, 23 yards. That was a heck of a throw. That was to Buse. Here's Lang in the backfield to stop McMurtry. He loses a yard.
Second down, Mustang.
Casey Crofts still perfect on the night. 3 for 3, 71 yards. A 23-yarder and a 32-yarder. And Mountain Crest, 2nd and a long 11. Gonna have to call another timeout. The play clock was down to 1, and Coach Visser is not happy. They had guys on the wrong side. They had to switch them back. They started to switch them, and then they sent them back, and oh wait, no, yeah, we got to switch. And you look up, and the clock's at 2 seconds, and the Mustangs have to take another timeout so they don't get another penalty. Well, Mountain Crest moving the ball well against Logan here in the early going. The Grizzlies just turned it over on downs a few minutes ago. They were out near midfield. They had 4th and 1 and were stuffed on a running play, and Mountain Crest gets it back. And even after a big holding penalty, they push it downfield. Crofts delivers a strike a couple of plays ago, and now we're at 2nd and 11 after a loss on 1st down. As Kaimani Lang made a nice defensive play for the Grizzlies. DeCorver to the near side, press coverage for him. Keep an eye on 0 at the bottom of your screen. Crofts looks to the middle, has his man. Wide open in the middle of the zone there is Cooper Gardner. 14 yards and another 1st down. Mountain Crest quickly to the line of scrimmage. They run a draw play to Olsen. Olsen into the secondary before he's finally upended, a gain of 8. Everything working for the Mustangs here in the early going. That's the end of the first quarter. Mountain Crest knocking at the door again. They already lead 7-0. You're watching the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel. Wendy's of Cache Valley has multiple locations around the valley, and they have all sorts of good things on their menu, but you know what is really good? They've redone their fries. They're new and improved. In fact, my brother and his kids, they decided to have a fry taste test, fry night, and they went to all sorts of different restaurants around town, and all they got was fries. They brought them home, they put them in different bags. My brother knew which ones, my brother and his wife knew where they got them from, and they had all the kids taste them. And Wendy's was the winner on that. The new Wendy's fries. They are just absolutely awesome. Go check them out. And if you're one of those people that dip your fries in your Frosties, I don't do that. But I've been told that hasn't been ruined at all. In fact, that's been made a little bit better by these new and improved fries. It's Wendy's, one of our Game of the Week sponsors. 7-0 Mountain Crest as we start the second quarter. Eric Olson along with you. It's homecoming at Logan High. And the Grizzlies want to have a happy dance, but right now that is a little bit in jeopardy as they're down by 7 and the Mustangs looking to put more on the board. Crofts with both backs behind him, he gives to Olsen. Olsen steps to the middle around one would-be tackler and pushes his way down to the 6-yard line. 1st down and goal. Lang probably finally brings him down. And the Mustangs 1st and goal at the 6. DeCorver to the near side, 2 receivers far side, and in the pistol 2 running backs. Here's McMurtry walking into the end zone. Touchdown, Mustangs. Exactly the kind of start that Logan was hoping to avoid. A lot like last week. So Wells on again. Kicks up, kicks good. And Mountain Crest extends their lead. It's 14-0 with 11:26 to play in the half. You're watching the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel. Palmer Home Furnishings is one of our game sponsors. They're just up the road here in Providence. Well, just down the street from Ridgeline High School. They've got a little bit of everything. Recliners, sofas, sectionals, dozens of brands. Go to their website. They've got this cool feature on their website where you can take a virtual tour. When I say they've got a little bit of everything and they've got a great selection, I mean it. Go take the virtual tour on PalmerHomeFurnishings.com right at the top. Take virtual tour. It'll show you all around their store and all of their great brands and all their great products. Palmer Home Furnishings, one of our Game of the Week sponsors. So Logan behind the 8 ball again this week as they fall behind 14-0. Mountain Crest offensively has looked sharp. Wells punches this one down to about the 3-yard line where Thornley takes it. Thornley with a head of steam right up the sideline. Taken down at about the 28-yard line, and the Grizzlies now need to get that offensive engine fired up. Their first possession, nothing. Their second possession, though, they moved the ball. They just gave it over on downs. Out near midfield. So both of Mountain Crest's possessions have been short field possessions, and both have yielded touchdowns. Mountain Crest is offsides. That's what the sideline official says. He throws his flag, blows his whistle. So somebody must be lined up offsides.
Offsides on Mountain Crest. Still first down to the Grizzlies.
So the Grizzlies pick up 5 yards by a penalty, third Mustang penalty, 3 on Logan. Lang moves into the backfield. They fake the run. They had Mountain Crest faked out. And here's Pond looking downfield, and he overthrows his receiver. He had Lang downfield, and he just threw it over his head. He had him downfield about 7 yards away from him, and he sailed it. Boy, Mountain Crest was coming hard upfield looking for the run. So the run fake got him. But then Pond rolls out and can't find anything. Mountain Crest recovered well and didn't let him get down the field with his feet. So then he tried to throw it, and he was off target. 3 receivers to the near side. Pond with a back behind him. Throws across the middle to Lang. It's on his back shoulder, and he can't come up with it, and he's open. You're running downfield, and you have to turn your body all the way back, and then it hits you on that back shoulder. It's hard to get around there to get that. So Keaton Pond just a little off. Needs to go to the sideline, drink a little Amon fluid, dial it in. He's missed on 2 right there. He's only connected on 1 to Thornley. Now they're going to pitch and try to run on 3rd and long. And Mountain Crest was coming after him. They went from 1st and 5 to 4th and 6 after a loss of a yard. And that's a possession, if you're Logan, that leaves you shaking your head. Coach Bowen told me, he said, yeah, they are really good defensively, meaning the Mustangs. And they're showing it tonight. Punt fielded back at about the 31-yard line. Turning the corner and heading down the sideline is Bitten. And Bitten finally pushed out of bounds. They're going to say he stepped out of bounds at the 46-yard line, but once again, a short field for the Mountain Crest offense. Mountain Crest is winning the game 14-0. They're winning the field position battle. Their worst field position of the night has been at their own 49-yard line. Logan takes a timeout. I think maybe sensing that, look, we cannot give up another touchdown here. We got to talk to the defense and make sure they got it all dialed in, because this has not been a good start at all for the Grizzlies. playing homecoming before their home crowd and trailing 14-0 with 10:24 to play before the half. Next week we're going to be at Skyview as the Mustangs of Mountain Crest travel north to take on the Bobcats. The week after that we're at Ridgeline as Logan and Ridgeline tangle. And then our last regular season game will be Maple Mountain at Mountain Crest. So we didn't see Mountain Crest until just past the midway point of the season, but we'll see them 3 or 4 times here at the end of the season. We're getting our first look at them here tonight, and we've got them 2 more times. And then the playoffs will begin late October. Here's a give and a nice hole for Jones. Jones picking up 8. It's his first carry of the night. Cole Jones is the 4th running back to touch the ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 running backs have been used regularly with this Mountain Crest team. And that was 4 that have toted the rock tonight. They give it to Jones again. Jones, after 8 on first down, picks up a 1 on second down as the Grizzlies stuff it. 3rd down, and Mountain Crest is yet to be in a 3rd down situation tonight. This is their first 3rd down opportunity. Tight formation. Give it to Olsen. He's got the first down. He picks up 3 and the first down as they move the chains. 6 carries, 32 yards for Olsen. His first one was 11. His first one was 0. Then he got 11, 4, 8, 6, and 3. Tight formation again. Again, give to the first man through. And that's Benson with a yard. Back to that spread look. 2 deep safeties for Logan. High snap. Gets it down, hands it off. Olsen, no gain. So now it's going to be 3rd and long, and that's not a spot the Mustangs have been in tonight. Would be a huge victory for the Grizzlies at this point with the way the night's gone for them to be able to get off the field. It would be the first time the Grizzly defense has gotten off the field. This may be 4-down territory for Mountain Crest, though. The way their defense has been playing. Crofts cross the middle behind the intended receiver. Lang was there to try to slap it away. And for Crofts, that's his first incompletion. He's 4 of 5 for 89 yards. And it's 4th and 9. And yeah, it doesn't look like Mountain Crest is going to punt. Crofts goes to the sideline and gets the play. Breaks the huddle with 3 to his right and 2 to his left. Nobody in the backfield. See if Logan brings an extra rusher. The Grizzlies are offsides. So Mountain Crest picks up 5 easy ones, and it's going to be 4th and 4. They're going to talk about it. Did somebody move on that Mountain Crest front? Mountain Crest, they got some big linemen up there this year. They're pretty good. They got some size. Offsides on Logan, and that's what it looked like from way up here. But I think they were talking about whether somebody flinched. Now it's going to be 4th and 4. And now you're definitely in a go-for-it situation because you're at the Logan 28-yard line. Mountain Crest might see if they can get him again. Mountain Crest is going to take their last time out of the half. 7:40 to play in the first half, and Mountain Crest is going to take their last time out. Skyview and Bear River, the other game going on in the region tonight. Skyview leading that one 7-0. After losing to Logan, they beat Ridgeline and beat them pretty good. Now they're taking on Bear River and winning that ball game. After tonight, Logan plays Green Canyon. Then they end the season at Ridgeline and at Cottonwood. Mountain Crest, as we mentioned, they have Skyview next week. Then Bear River at home and Maple Mountain at home to finish up the season before the playoffs start. 4th and 4. Now McMurtry in the backfield with Crofts. They're going to give it to McMurtry. Scampers around that left side. He's short. He didn't get there. He's knocked down at the 25-yard line. They needed it inside the 25. That should be Logan football. And it is. He needed 4. He got 3 3/4. So good job by the Grizzly defense. They needed that stop, their first stop of the night. Now both teams 0 for on 4th down. And the Grizz back on the field at their own 25-yard line. The pitch on 1st down as the Grizzlies waste no time to get away with a hold as Mason picks up 5 yards on 1st down.
Handoff to Franklin Mason, brought down by William Decker. Second down.
One of the Mustang linebackers was knifing through, and the lineman couldn't get there. He reached out and grabbed him. You saw the linebacker kind of yank back, and it was easy to see from up here, but it was right in the middle of everything, and nobody with a hanky in their pocket saw it. The defender turned around and looked for the flag too. Now they run 2 guys in motion as lead blockers for Bracken, and that's a 1st down, and a flag comes in from the back judge, and I think they're going to tack on 15 more for a face mask. So it's a 6-yard run, and it looked like he got grabbed by the face mask as he popped out of there. Let's see what the call is. The back judge threw that from 20 yards away. And he put it right on where he landed almost. That was a good throw. Personal foul face mask on Mountain Crest. So the Mustangs with their 4th penalty of the night. They've had 2 15-yarders. They have 40 yards worth of penalties. The Grizzlies have 30 yards worth of penalties on 4 calls. So that puts Logan inside Mountain Crest territory for the first time this evening. 6:53 to play in the first half. Mountain Crest leads 14-0, and the Grizzlies in Mountain Crest territory for the first time tonight. Fake the fly sweep, give it to Bracken. Bracken on his feet. Picks up about 5. Not quite 5, so we'll say 4. Just because that's how we roll around here. Six carries, 24 yards for Bracken. They're averaging 4 yards a carry. Tonight, he averages 4.6 on the season. Now they tighten up the formation, and they're going to pitch and run it that way, just trying to get more hats on hats. DeCorver comes over and makes the tackle on Mason. After a 4-yard gain, it's 3rd and a short 2. Logan 1 of 4 on third downs. They've struggled on third down the last 2 weeks. And Pond fumbles the snap, gets down on it, and then he's hit. The Logan sideline wants a penalty, but they're not going to get it, and they end up losing. They end up losing 5 yards. It was a low snap, and Pond went down to his knees to pick it up, and it's 4th down. Man, what a stroke of bad luck for the Grizzlies. They had a pretty good looking drive going. They had 3rd and 2, and then a low snap, and Pond goes down to his knees to pick it up. Let's see if they fake it. They're going to fake it. And they're not going to get close to it. They needed 7. And they picked up 3. So Logan being a bit aggressive, trying to catch Mountain Crest napping, and they didn't. Mountain Crest there to take care of business. They gave up 3 yards, but Logan stopped 4 yards short of the first down, and Mountain Crest takes over. Again, good field position at their own 43-yard line. Crofts with 5 wide receivers. 4 to his right and 1 down here at the bottom on the boundary side. Here comes the heat. Crofts goes down. Ball's free. He looked like he threw it, but it was hard to tell. Ball's free and it's recovered by Mountain Crest. If you're going to empty the backfield like that, defenses quite a bit are going to come after you. A loss of 6 and the sack. And 2nd down. Yeah, they brought extra guys. When they saw him emptying the backfield, they brought both linebackers. Now they've got an empty backfield again, 3-by-2. And they bring both linebackers again. This time the line holds up, and it's nearly picked off. Brock Brown, who iced the Skyview game a couple of weeks ago. He couldn't hold on to that one. And it's 3rd down and 17. Mountain Crest trying some different stuff. Grizzlies showing 5 in the box now. They back out. Too much time again. Delay a game. Mountain Crest couldn't call a timeout. They're out of them. So the Mustangs with their 5th penalty of the half with 4:26 to play. In the half, Mountain Crest leads 14-0, but they're going backwards on this drive. It's 3rd and 22. Again, it might be a good place for Logan to send guys, but this time they keep guys in to block. They tried the little draw play and hoping maybe the defense will have their ears pinned back and run past them, but they do not. Crew Kennington brings down Olsen for a 2-yard loss. And after a great start, the Mustang offense has kind of sputtered here the last 2 possessions. Well, I would say that the Grizzly defense has played very well, but the penalty did not help Mountain Crest on this drive. But the Grizzly defense with a big sack. Mountain Crest again, late getting going. They're short a guy. 2 seconds. They're going to get this one snapped. They do with 1 second left. And this punt is going to bounce to Thornley. He called for a fair catch, and it bounced right to him. And he looked like he might pick it up and run. He's like, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, is that Brown that was back and not Thorny? Yeah, it was Brown.
Correction, first down Grizzlies.
So the Grizzlies take over at the 28-yard line, their own 28-yard line. 3.5 to play in the first half. The Grizzlies have only crossed midfield once in this first half. And they trail 14-0 as Mountain Crest scored on their first 2 possessions. Well, they had to back the ball up. They had it spotted in the wrong spot. Is that Lang in the backfield? It looks like it. See if they keep him in to block. They bring Mason in motion. Pond back to throw. Looks underneath, and he's behind his receiver. Throws it right to one of the Mustangs. Pushed out of bounds inside the 10-yard line down to the 4. And a flag coming as there's some extracurricular going on down there. Thatcher Phelps with the pilfer. We talked earlier about how Keaton Pond just doesn't have it dialed in as far as his accuracy today. He's not a bad quarterback that way. He's almost 60%. But he on the night is 1 for 6 and now an interception. Check that, he's 1 for 7 and an interception. As he threw that one behind a receiver who had a step. And all the extracurricular going on after the play, let's see who the penalty's on. They're gonna spot this right at the 5. And here comes the white hat to let us know it's dead ball, unsportsmanlike on Logan. And he gave the whole explanation. Of course, we can't hear it from here. So that moves it to the 2.5-yard line. Mountain Crest is ready to snap. And the white hat still talking to Coach Bowen. So I didn't see, I'm looking down at the stat sheet marking the interception after the player gets knocked out of bounds, and I didn't see who started it, so I will not comment. By the time I looked up, they were all already do-si-doing and sashaying down the line. Zero splits for those Mountain Crest linemen as they're in a power formation. Give it to Olsen. He's swung backwards and thrown down. No gain.
Brought down like Corey behind the line by Tolose Tupo. Second down Mustang.
Tolose Tupa with the tackle. Tupa is a heck of a ball player. Now they're just going to run the sneak. Get up there and rugby scrum it right into the end zone. Touchdown, Mountain Crest. So the turnover, a backbreaker. Crofts just keeps it. Goes for 3 in the score. Wells on for the PAT. Kicks up and good, 21-0 here at Logan. 2:45 to play in the first half on the Game of the Week. Hey, where do you old grist mill? Do you old grist mill at work? On a hike? Maybe when you're skiing, maybe when you go to the lake. At the ball game? Well, it doesn't matter because wherever you can go, you can old grist mill. We'll build you a custom sack lunch with a homemade sandwich, drink, and a treat on the go. Old Grist Mill, one of our Game of the Week sponsors. Not shaping up to be a very happy homecoming thus far here at Crimson Field as the homestanding Grizzlies trail 21-0. Eric Olson along with you with 2:45 to play in the first half. And the Grizzlies season that looked so promising a couple of weeks ago after they'd beaten Skyview for the first time in a decade and a half and had moved to 3-2, is now on the verge of just crumbling as they lose last week against Bear River, and they're down big right now at home against Mountain Crest. They set up the return to the far side, looking for an opening. The return man gets out to about the 15, and once again, field position's been big in this ball game. Mountain Crest's worst field position has been their own 49. Everything else, all the scoring, well, they had one that started after a punt that was back a little bit further. It was still like it was still around the 40-yard line, 43, I believe. All of their scoring drives have been 51 yards or less. The last one was 5 yards. And you can only ask so much of a defense. And the offense out there, see if they can do some heavy lifting. They have some heavy lifting to do indeed, as they overload this near side, and a flag, and Logan in motion. Man, the wheels coming off the Grizzly offense here.
Offside on the Grizzlies, still first down.
They were short on a 4th down. On a 4th and short, they tried to run off tackle. They were stopped short. They tried a fake punt, stopped short. They turned it over on an interception and put some penalties on top of that, and it's just been a tough night for the Grizzlies offensively. Pond with a quick hitter and a gain of a couple.
Pass complete to Andrew Crookston, brought down by Nicholas Nielsen.
But you know, you're not going to get it back all at once, and at this point, they really need to get Pond feeling a little more comfortable. He's completed tonight. Before that pass, he's completed 1 to Thornley. He's now 2 of 8. And an interception as it's hitting Thornley in motion. Logan or Mountain Crest looks like they might be bringing heat. Here they come. Pond gets rid of it. They came from that back side, and Pond had to bail out early. A couple of guys coming untouched. 3rd down, Logan 1 for 5 on the night on 3rd downs, 1:50 to play in this first half. And at this point, you wonder if the Grizzlies aren't thinking, man, we just got to get to the locker room before it gets any worse. Mountain Crest without any timeouts. Here comes an unabated rusher. Pond turns around, and there's a man right in his face, and down he goes. Travis Lizer. Travis Lizer with the sack. That's his 4th of the season. He leads the team, and the first sack for Mountain Crest, and they're going to get a short field again. Plenty of time to maybe tack on more points. This Mountain Crest just laying it to the Grizzlies. Thornley to the 39. Good job by the coverage team to get down there, and they finally bring the Mountain Crest punt returner down. He got away for a minute, but he spun backwards, and he'll be at the 45. It's Bitten who spun backwards to about the 45-yard line of Logan. And that's where the Mustangs will start leading. 21-0. Pond had no chance on that last play. I mean, he faked the give, reverses out, and Lizer's right in his face. They've been coming off that backside, and 2 in a row, they just didn't even touch him. .101 to play in the half. Mountain Crest leads by 3 scores. They're looking for more. Crofts, lots of time over the middle. has DeCorver for a first down. 12 yards to Corver, 3 catches, 60 yards. 5 of 7 for Crofts. And the Mustangs are on the move. Clock running. They have no timeouts left. Man open down the sideline. Hits him in stride. It's going to be goal to go for Mountain Crest at the 6. Gardner. And they spike it. Six of 8 for Crofts, 123 yards. He put that one right on Gardner. We've seen him throw a couple of really nice balls. I mean, really nice ones. He's having himself a pretty good first half. And he's a junior. Tight formation. Give it to Olsen. Olsen looking for an opening. Spun around, picks up a yard, and the clock runs. They're going to have to hurry now. It's going to be third down. Third and goal. If you spike it, you've got fourth and goal. They have had problems getting snaps off. This one they get off, they're going to spike it. So it's going to be fourth and goal. With 7 seconds left, will they bring on Wells and try for the field goal? Or will they try to end this football game? Crazy things have happened, but at this point, if Mountain Crest puts another touchdown on the board, this ball game's over. And Wells trots out onto the field. And they better hurry because they're down under 10 seconds again. Who's going to call time? Is Logan going to call timeout? I mean, it was down to 2 seconds and they hadn't snapped it yet. Logan's going to call timeout. I don't know if they are going to try to ice the kicker or what, but the Grizzlies call the timeout with Wells getting set up. About a 22-yard field goal from the right hash. Latest score out of Skyview. That one may be at halftime by now, but with about 4 minutes left before the half, Skyview was leading Bear River 14-0. Meanwhile, here at Logan, the Mustangs of Mountain Crest lead 21-0, looking for 3 more, and they get the ball to start the second half. "22-yard attempt. Punched through by Wells. There's 3 seconds left on the clock. So Mountain Crest will have to kick it off. 24-0, Mountain Crest. Hey, choosing a hearing pro is a huge decision. Hearing aids, they aren't prescribed like glasses. So proper hearing aid recommendations and fitting depend on the professional taking care of you. One of those professionals is over at Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology. It's Dr. Paul Daines. Dr. Paul Daines is a board-certified audiologist. So make sure if you have hearing issues, hearing concerns, you go see Dr. Paul Daines at Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology. Mountain Crest extends the lead to 24-0. They'll have to kick off with 3 seconds left in the first half. It's been all Mountain Crest this first half as the Mustangs just have not let up, and the Grizzlies have not been able to get anything going. So this one taken at the 4-yard line. by Brown. He returns it up to the 27, and that'll do it for the first half. Mountain Crest 24, Logan 0. You're watching the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel.
I want to succeed in athletics, but I also want to succeed in school, and I also want to help my family and my community. And so I think through being balanced and juggling all these things, it leads me to fulfill those wants and then be happier because of it.
You're trying to get the In order to have a fulfilling and well-rounded life, you have to do a lot of different things.
She goes to her classes and she does her sports.
I don't really know how she does it. She goes there every day with just a smile on her face.
I think everyone can have a drive, but it's the people that actually choose to feed this hunger are the people that stand out. Your hunger to win has to be bigger than anybody else's.
If she sets her mind to it, she's going to accomplish it, and I have no doubt about that. Whether it's she needs to drop 3 seconds on her time, she needs to get a better grade on her math test.
Bill is just one of those people who, whenever I see you do anything, you always have this drive.
There's a drive there that comes from wanting to be everything that her mom set in motion in the first 13 years of her life.
My mom was one of my closest friends, so she had such an immense impact and influence on my life that when she died, my whole world was kind of turned around.
She was heartbroken, as you would imagine. She knew she had all these little ones looking to her. She was only 12 years old, but she became the person who was handling it.
I'm trying my best, I guess. It's been hard. She was such a big part of my life, but I'm doing the best I can.
She's a beautiful runner. It's just amazing to watch her run.
She's a tremendous sister, tremendous daughter, caring soul, remarkably proud of Jillian.
She has so much responsibility in her life. It's also amazing that she does it with such humility and grace.
When you lose your mom and your sister, you realize how precious every day is, and you want to make the most of every day. You sort of set high goals for yourself, and you sort of work to achieve them.
Sheer will and, passion and, but to get themselves there quicker than anybody else, to reach down deep, push through that pain, that both mental pain where you just want to stop, you want to give up, and that physical pain where your legs and your muscles are screaming, and just get yourself there.
Halftime winding down here at homecoming at Logan High on the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel. Eric Olson along with you as we just got done with the homecoming fireworks show here. The fireworks were all orange and blue in that first half. Well, I guess white and gray. Mountain Crest traditional colors, orange and blue. They got gray, white, and I guess they got some orange on there and some blue. 175 total yards for Mountain Crest, 123 through the air, 52 on the ground. Casey Crofts was 6 of 8 for 123 yards. He ran for a touchdown. Benson ran for a touchdown as well. Olson, 10 carries, 31 yards. DeCorver, 3 catches for 60 yards. Gardner, 2 for 40. Logan only 50 total yards, 37 on the ground, 13 through the air. Bracken has 24 yards on 6 carries. Mason 16 on 6 carries. Keaton Pond with a rough first half, 2 of 9, 13 yards and an interception. Thornley with an 11-yard grab. And everything went Mountain Crest's way in that first half. Logan, lucky they didn't give up a touchdown at the end of the half and are down 28-0 starting this second half as Mountain Crest ran out of time and had to just spike the ball on 3rd down to set up a field goal, and they were on the 5-yard line. Skyview was leading Barrier 14-0 at the half, and Ridgeline beat Green Canyon yesterday. They got the L lit up on the mountain back up above the school. They do that for homecoming for Logan all the time. It's Utah State's homecoming this weekend as well, and so they'll have Old Main lit up. Hopefully they can light it blue tomorrow night. When it's blue, that means the Aggies won. It's been too many weeks since that thing was shining blue. Mountain Crest with a chance to put this thing on ice early as they take the opening kickoff here. Start from their own 20. Carson Olsen gains a couple. Their first couple of possessions of this ball game, they were like a well-oiled machine. Then they bogged down a little bit. They had a short field after an interception that they scored on, and then they had a good-looking drive to get into field goal position with less than a minute and a half remaining in the ball game. Here's another good run for the Mustangs out to the 35-yard line, a 13-yard gain by Jones. Tupou tackles him clear downfield. He was slowed down by one of the defensive backs, and then Tupou chases him down and puts him on the ground. Here's the give to Jones again, off tackle. Jones is 5 yards downfield before anybody even puts a helmet on him, 6 yards. As Mountain Crest playing with some tempo now. They got some pretty good size up front through the Mustangs. Haven't seen them with a lot of size for a little bit. And they're pretty good sized all the way along the front line. Spread formation, they're going to run it again. Jones again, he's got a first down. 7 yards for Jones. And he's up to 34 yards on 5 carries. As the Mustangs methodically matriculating the pigskin down the gridiron. Hand it off again. Jones with another big hole. He's out across the 40-yard line. 14 yards on that carry. He's averaging 8 yards a carry on 6 carries. That's 48 to you and me, kids. We're under 10 minutes to play in this third quarter. Mountain Crest leads 24-0. Jones gets it again. Jones way downfield again before anybody puts a hand on him. 8 yards. And the Mustangs having trouble in that first half. They had to burn all 3 timeouts and took a couple of delay of game penalties. They snapped that one with 21 still on the clock. Here's Jones again. Down to the 15-yard line. He picks up 15 on that run. 71 yards on 8 carries. He had 9 yards to start this half, and an official's timeout as one of the Grizzlies is slow to get up. Olsen carried it the first play of this drive, and then it's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight runs by Jones. 13, 6, 7, 14, 8, 15. My goodness. Yeah, that's 61 yards. This is the 8th play of the drive coming up. Mountain Crest started at their own 20-yard line. 7 straight running plays. See if they go play action or keep it on the ground. 9:07 to play in the third quarter. Mountain Crest 24-0, and they're trying to shut the door on this ball game and ruin homecoming for the Grizz. Jones is in the backfield with Crofts. Again, that spread, but tight splits. Now they're going to throw it on the wheel route. Somebody's wide open, and it's through the hands of the intended receiver. He ran the little wheel route, and he was wide open. They couldn't have set it up any better. It was, I don't know if that was Phelps or Benson. Couldn't see the number, whether it was 8 or 9. They had 2 receivers out there, and the outside receiver cut in. The inside receiver went out on that little wheel route, and he was wide open. Crofts is going to keep it. He fakes the give. He's down inside the 10-yard line at the 7, and he picked up of 8. It'll be 3rd down and 2. One for 4 on 3rd down for Mountain Crest. This one's 3rd and 2. Snap goes through the hands of Crofts. Boy, it went kind of right between Crofts and Jones. They both tried to catch it. Had a couple of snap issues tonight for either team, for both teams. And now it's 4th and 11. The clock will continue to run, and Crofts heads to the sideline to get the play, and they're going to go ahead and go for it. Crofts looking for the end zone again. He overthrows his man. There's a flag at the 3, and a Mustang receiver was down on the ground. If this is a pass interference, Mountain Crest may have a 1st down. Let's see what the call is. Instead of Logan getting the ball back on downs, Mountain Crest is either going to get another chance or a new set. Let's see. Pass interference on the Grizzlies, so that's half the distance down here. So that's going to be 8 yards. So it's going to be short of a 1st down, but it's 4th and 3. And now they're in there with those 0 splits and an I formation. Flag before the snap. Touchdown, Mountain Crest. But let's see if somebody was moving. It's a 9-yard touchdown if it stands. And it looks like it's going to be on Mountain Crest. That flag came out as soon as the ball was snapped. So they have an illegal substitution on the Mustangs. I didn't see anybody come on or off. So we'll run another 4th down play. The 3rd time. One time they were unsuccessful. One time they were successful. Both times had penalties. Let's see what happens on the 3rd try. Now it's 4th and 8. Olsen in the backfield with Crofts. 4-man rush. Crofts in trouble. Down he goes. And there he's clear back to the 25-yard line. It's a 12-yard loss. And the Grizzlies take over. Tupou in there with Kennington. Second sack of the night for the Grizzly defense. The Grizzly offense back out on the field, trailing 24-0. Now running the football, and a good run on 1st down, a gain of 10 and a 1st down for Bracken. Bracken and Mason kind of held in check there in that 1st half. 40 yards between them. 24 of those were for Bracken. Bracken just picks up 10. He's got 34 yards on 7 carries. Now he's caught in the backfield. Wells is there. Bracken loses a couple. Porter Kennington back in the backfield as well, with Wells to make the tackle. Mason in motion on 2nd down and 13. Running play and nothing there. Man, talk about penetration. Loss of 3. And it's 3rd and 15. One of 6 on 3rd downs for Logan. That one play was interesting because there were 3 linemen that came through like untouched. It's almost like the offensive line was blocking a different play. There goes Mason out of the backfield. So Pond will be back there alone on 3rd and 15. Another low snap. Pond tries to get on it. He can't. Scooped up by the Mustangs. Touchdown. Another low snap that spells disaster for Logan as Tannehill picks it up. Scoop and score for the Mustangs. And the route is on in Logan. Wells on for the PAT. It's up and good. 31-0 with 5:09 to play in the 3rd quarter. Mountain Crest all over the Grizzlies. Hey, you know where one of the funnest places to eat in town is? Who Hot. You can do it the way you want down at Who Hot. If you like lots of meat, if you're a vegetarian, no gluten, if you're on a low-carb diet, you decide how you're going to Who Hot. And it's all you can eat. Put it together. You can have it mild. You can have it spicy, garlicky, gingery, whatever you want. You can get it at Who Hot at 660 South Main. Who Hot, one of our Game of the Week sponsors. So the Mustang defense with the scoop and the score. And now Mountain Crest leads 31-0. And the woes continue to mount for the Grizzlies. Turned it over twice. They had the same thing happen that happened on this play happened to them earlier in a really critical situation. A low snap down at Pond's feet. He got on it that time, and now here's another ball on the turf. And Mountain Crest says they have it. Let's see what the stripes say. The stripes agree. Mountain Crest football. This series over the last 15 years is 7-7. Both teams with 7 wins. Logan's won 3 out of the last 5. But the Mustangs are going to make this one decisive and break that 7-7 tie over the last 15 years. Now in history, I wasn't able to find that number. But it would be an interesting number because Logan had Mountain Crest's number for a lot of years, and then it flip-flopped. And then it's been kind of back and forth. Here's Olsen breaking tackles. Down to the 2.5, 3 yard line, 6 yards. And we're going to have a running clock the rest of the way. Zero splits, tight formation. Zero splits means the linemen's feet are right next to each other's. Olsen right at the goal line, lost the football, scooped it back in. It's going to be 3rd and goal inside the 1. As we approach the 4-minute mark of the 3rd quarter, it has not been a happy homecoming for the Logan Grizzlies. Give it to Olsen. Touchdown. And the Mustangs, after a little bit of extracurricular stuff late in the first half with some of the Grizzlies, after a big play, they may have talked about that at halftime, because as soon as that play was done, everybody just got up off the floor, off the ground, and started heading toward the sideline. Wells on for another kick. This one a low knuckler, but it goes in. 38-0. 4:01 to play in the 3rd. Mountain Crest leads Logan. Hey, nobody likes going to the dentist, right? That's the old joke. The order of things goes, the worst thing to do is speak in front of people, and the second thing is going to the dentist. Well, they're trying to change that. The folks at Aspen Dental are really trying to change that. Their goal is for you to feel completely comfortable in their office. Come in, find out what personalized dentistry means. They have general dentistry, they have cosmetic, they do Invisalign, they can do implants or orthodontics. They do it all at Aspen Dental. Aspen Dental, a Game of the Week sponsor. We also mentioned Custom Fence. If you're a DIYer, they can really help you out. They'll supply good advice and the right materials to help you DIY it right. Custom Fence, all the experience, all the know-how, and they're there to help you with what you need. Custom Fence, a Game of the Week sponsor. Wells addressing the ball. Into the end zone, and the Logan offense will start at the 20-yard line. We're in a running clock situation now with a 38-0 lead for Mountain Crest. As things getting out of hand here at Logan. I talked with Coach Bowen earlier this week, and we talked a little bit about that win against Skyview, and then, was there a little bit of a letdown against Bear River the way they came out? And we talked about how they're just trying to progress these guys to the point where they learn how to win. On first down, they give it to Bracken, and Bracken with a pretty good run. He gets out across the 30 to the 33-yard line, a 13-yarder. His best run of the night. Ten carries, 42 yards, but you're back to Coach. He's just talking about you. He's talking about just, that culture and learning to win and expecting to win and how to play these games. And he said, yeah, it's a work in progress. And you could tell that he was a little bit, I don't know, I wouldn't say he was, not disappointed, but he was, yeah, maybe that's the word with how they came out against Bear River. He was hoping that there would be a little bit more gas in their tank to start that ball game, and I'm sure he'd been disappointed at this game right from the start, because if last week didn't get their attention. Here's Pond, has a man, completed for a first down and more down to the 45-yard line. It's Reed Olsen, 24 yards. It's only third completion of the night for Pond. Clock continues to run with 1:55 to play in the third and 38-0 ball game. Here's the give to Bracken. Bracken caught at the 40-yard line and spun down after a 4-yard gain. I also was able to have a conversation with Coach Visser for Mountain Crest, the first-year coach. Sean Visser, he's from Preston originally and went to Utah State. Been around a little bit and then was over in Big Piney, Wyoming before he was hired out here. Olsen with the tackle. Is that Bracken with the carry again? He picks up a couple of 3rd and short. But I was just kind of chatting with him and talking about this rivalry. You know, grew up here in the Valley. I played out at Mountain Crest 100 years ago, and I talked to him about rivalries, and he said, yeah, Ridgeline's the rival now, but I got the feeling in a hurry that Logan's up there. Here's the near pick on a screenplay on 3rd down and 3. Mountain Crest just in the backfield, too quick for that play to even develop. It's just a good defensive play. But he made an interesting comment. He said, yeah, with some of the parents and some of the older Mountain Crest fans and the alumni, he said, I got the message real quick that Logan's the rival. You got to beat Logan. He said, but the younger kids and stuff, he said, Ridgeline is really the rival now. And he said that rivalry thinks has cooled down a little bit from some of those really hot early years, but that's their main rival. 4th and short. Pond gets it out complete, short of the 1st down. So the receiver ran his route. He needed 4, and he ran it at 3. It was Thornley. And it's a turnover on downs. Thornley held tonight to 2 catches for 14 yards. Logan's 1 of 8 on 3rd down, 0 for 2 on 4th down. And they start the clock. And this would probably be the last play of the half for Mountain Crest. They still have Crofts and the starters in there. I'm seeing some new numbers mixing in there now with some of those receivers. Croft looking, throws it out to the sideline. 10, 11-yard gain, and he zips it out there to a new player into the ball game, Xander Ryan. And that's the end of the 3rd quarter, 38-0, Mountain Crest with the lead. Hey, did you know that you can get financing from your credit union without having to go to the credit union if you're looking for a new car? Yeah, Rich's Cars and Credit can do all the work for you to get you financed through the credit union right from their office. The rates are the same. Their goal is stress-free shopping for you. It is a tough time right now trying to find a car. Rich's can help you and try to make that whole experience a little bit better. KSM Music is a full-service music store. They do a lot of things out there. They do lessons. They've got open mic jams for customers in the store. They got punch cards, right? When you get your punch card full, you get $10 off or 10% off any item with there at their store. I'm checking out to see if they're getting ready to play here real quick. But KSM Music, so many places try to do too many things, and they don't do any of them right. They do them okay, but they don't do them great. KSM, they do music right. They do it great. KSM Music, one of our game sponsors. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs as we start the 4th quarter. McMurtry with the carry, no gain. He hasn't been able to get started tonight, as he only has 10 yards on 5 carries. But Jones has 71 on 8, and Olsen has 41 on 13. Mountain Crest rushing numbers may not look great because Crofts has taken a couple of sacks that lost big yardage. They'll take away from it. Here's Jones. Hits the hole with some authority, and the hole hit him back. 2-yard gain, it'll be 3rd and 8. $38-0. Mountain Crest from the get-go scored on their first drive of the game and then just kept scoring. They've scored defensively. They've forced a couple of turnovers. They've done it all. Crofts unloads over the middle. Nice play defensively there. I think that was Red. Yeah, it was Cooper Red. Crofts threw a bullet across the middle, and Red was there to knock it down. Played it perfectly. For Crofts, that's his first attempt that's counted tonight. He had a couple others where he threw the ball, but there were penalties. High snap through the hands of the punter. He's going to chase it, see if he can kick it away. He can't. Now Logan with a chance. Instead of picking up, trying to run, they just get on it and say, let's give the offense a chance out here. There was nothing but Grizzly players around that. If Kaimani Lang would have known that, he would have just been able to stop and pick it up. And he had blockers around him. But for both teams, the punt game has been kind of a circus. So the Grizzlies take over their best field position of the night. Their Mountain Crest 25-yard line, see if they can put some points up. They weren't set. They didn't throw the flag. It's interesting. The official receiver out in the slot to the left side wasn't set, and they snapped the ball. And the official looked at it, put his hand toward his pocket, and then pulled it back. It's a 38-0 ball game. And a yard on the run. Mason in there right now. That's his first carry of the second half. Mason gets a little swing pass out of the backfield, and he's down near the 10-yard line. And he picks up 13. His first catch of the night. They're going to hand it off to Mason now. Mason finds a little bit of an opening before he's pulled backwards. He picks up close to 4. 21 yards on 8 carries for Mason, as they're giving him some work now. Bracken's on the sideline. Helmets on, ready to go. Bracken with a lot of carries in that third quarter. Give to Mason. Mason finds a little bit of an opening, slithers down to the 5-yard line, pickup of a couple. And it'll be 3rd and 3. As we're under 8 minutes to play in the ball game. Running clock out there tonight with a score as lopsided as it is. Give it to Mason. Mason hit in the backfield. He may have picked up a yard. He got back to the line of scrimmage. Let's see. They do not move the sticks, so 4th down, Grizzlies. 1 for 8. Check that, 1 for 9 on 3rd downs tonight for Logan. They really struggled on it last week. They weren't fantastic on it 2 weeks ago against Skyview. Man, what a difference 2 weeks makes. They were hitting on all cylinders out there at Skyview, and now here they are with 7:10 to play in the ball game. This is their first real chance at scoring, and then a penalty goes against them. And that's their 7th penalty of the night. They've turned it over a couple of times. And now they're in a ball game after beating Skyview for the first time in 14 years. They're in a ball game 2 weeks later at home where they're in a running clock situation. And there's a timeout down on the field as Logan wants to take a timeout. That gives us a chance to mention one of our longtime sponsors. These guys might be the OG as far as sponsors go. The Logo Shop. If you have a hat that you want logoed, yeah, they logo that. Shirts, sure, they logo that. Mugs, frisbees, blankets, yep. Backpacks, thumb drives, phone cases, mouse pads, yes. They logo that. The Logo Shop, logo stuff, all kinds of stuff. And they are a long-time Game of the Week on the Valley Channel sponsor. Well, Logan out there with 4th down and 10. Trying to get some points on the board, trailing 38-0 with 6:45 to play in the ball game. Touchdown as Pond stood in there. Scanned the field, he was getting ready to take off, and then he saw David Odd streaking across the back of the end zone, and he put it on him for 6. "64 yards and a touchdown passing for Keaton Pond and 1 interception. PAT's up, PAT's good, 38-7. Mountain Crest leads Logan in the 4th quarter on the Game of the Week. Anderson Seed and Garden has one of the best websites I've ever seen out there for helping you with your lawn and garden needs. Things like 5 easy steps to a beautiful lawn, deer solutions. You know, as you get up the deer that come down, you can be anywhere in the valley. You don't just have to be up on the benches to have problem with deer. They have the seed list and planting guide every year. They've got the new one for you on there. That's at AndersonSeedandGarden.com. Anderson with an O, AndersonSeedandGarden.com. Anderson Seed and Garden, a Game of the Week sponsor. So the Grizzlies punch it in with 6:34 to play in the ball game. It's 38-7, and Logan set to kick off after the turnover on the punt. A bad snap, and the ball ended up free, and Logan jumped on it. Kaimani Lang got it. And the Grizzlies put it in the end zone, not without some trouble, though. They had a penalty and pushed him back, and it ended up being 4th down and goal, not 4th and goal, 4th and 10 from about the 12-yard line. Pond found Odd in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. But we're still in a running clock situation. And the Mustangs are back on the field. Crofts has Jones and another running back there with him. He's going to give to the other running back, who scampers through and picks up 9 yards. That's Ryan. We've seen him use Ryan as a receiver out of the backfield earlier. That's his first carry. He caught a pass for 12 yards in the 3rd quarter. Mountain Crest is going to be in no hurry they came out of the half and they used tempo to really move down the field and get a score on their first possession. We're going to give it again to Ryan. He's got the first down. Ryan 5'6", 145. And that's soaking wet, bone dry, or anything in between. We got a timeout down on the field, and Mountain Crest calls the timeout. With 5:13 to play in a 38-7 ball game, Mountain Crest with the lead. Take a look and see if we got any updates out of that Skyview Bear River game. Skyview 20, Bear River 0. That one in the fourth quarter. Another 4A action, Crimson Cliffs leading Hurricane 27-17. Snow Canyon over Desert Hills 28-13, and Dixie over Cedar City 17-14. All of those games in the fourth quarter, and all of those games of interest since they're all 4A. Those are the teams you'll see in the playoffs. It's just north against south every year. Here's Jones on 1st and 10, picking up a yard. .4 yards per carry for Jones. He carried it 7 times in a row in the 7 times in a row in the third quarter on that drive to open the second half. And Mountain Crest just content to run clock here. They're ready to go. There's under 10 seconds on the game clock, or on the play clock. Now there's under 5 seconds, and they're not going to snap it in time. They're going to have to call timeout. We've seen that a couple of times. That one, they were out in plenty of time, and then just deciding on the play or whatever, I guess, took them a minute or two. Be interesting to see as the season wears on here and we get into the playoffs. You know, you've got that RPI, and the home teams get to stay at home in the playoffs until it's time to go down where they're going to be playing in the for the semifinal and the final. And these teams up here are all kind of having an up and down year, and you know, could they all end up on the road and going clear to St. George? It's possible. Not much of a run right there. And Ryan gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. In fact, Ridgeline's number 4 in the RPI. Mountain Crest is number 6, so I believe they would get home games. Logan sits at 8, Skyview at 9, Green Canyon 10. That was as of Saturday, and that changes every week. You like to win your region, and on 3rd and 8, Mountain Crest is going to keep it on the ground. Jones turns the corner, and he's near the sticks. You'd like to win your region for bragging rights, if nothing else, especially where this region is all of Cache Valley and then Bear River over there. You know, these kids see each other, and they really want to have those bragging rights, and it is a first down. As Jones continues to run the ball well. He's got 85 yards now. And we're under 3 minutes to play. Handed to Jones again. Cuts back inside. He's kind of long and lanky. He doesn't look like your typical running back. No gain. Again, a running clock, and the Mustangs not in any hurry. Leading 38-7. The clock counting down close to 2 minutes. This little inside handoff to Ryan, and down he goes.
Xander Ryan with the handoff, wrapped up in the backfield by Kamari Ryan.
It's not too early to look at those football brackets. So you're going to go all the way up to 8. We'll get home games. So if you're all the way up to 8, that means if the playoffs were to start tomorrow, Logan, Mountain Crest, and Ridgeline would be at home. Skyview, Bear River, and Green Canyon would be heading for St. George or Cedar City. 3rd and 18. Crofts throws underneath, looking for his tight end, and he throws it short. And now it's 4th down.
Broken up by Kyle Lane. 4th down.
And the Mustangs, I would assume, are going to punt. Here comes everybody off the bench, so yeah. Under a minute now as the Grizzlies get set to return this. The Mustangs getting set to punt. Last time the snap was bad. This one's a little high. Flag on the snap. High short kick. Fielded at the 43-yard line by Red. And the clock stops as they change possession, and let's see what the flag is. I don't know if Logan moved or somebody was offsides for Mountain Crest. But with 36 seconds on the clock, see how they adjudicate this situation. It's procedure on Mountain Crest, and it's declined. So Logan will take over at the 44-yard line. Logan's just going to take a knee. They're just going to get out of here. Wow. There you go. Logan's just going to take a knee and get this thing over with. They're not going to snap it again. Homecoming did not turn out the way the Grizzlies had hoped, and Mountain Crest coming out and I think making a little bit of a statement and telling people they're back, letting the region know, hey, we're back, as Mountain Crest at 2-1 now moves into a first place tie in the region with Ridgeline, and if the Skyview score holds, with Skyview. 38-7 your final. Thanks for joining us on the Game of the Week. We'll see you next time on the Valley Channel. The Game of the Week on the Valley Channel is brought to you by Wendy's of Cache Valley. It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology. Bring back what you have been missing. Palmer Home Furnishings. Our low overhead means higher quality at lower prices. Aspen Dental. Get that gorgeous smile you've always wanted. Custom Fence Company. Privacy, security, peace of mind. Rich's Cars and Credit. Good guys you can trust. Anderson Seed and Garden. Growing better gardeners. The Logo Shop. We logo stuff. All kinds of stuff. KSM means music. Music is all we do. Factory Pizzeria. We're open late after the game. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's TV station for over 30 years.